Commissioners, Ed Barnes. I live 4009 Northeast 50th Avenue. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing the public to speak here tonight. I want to say thanks to the commissioners that serve in their time, the elected officials, and that I do have some serious concerns about what's going on in the C-Tran Board for the last 10 months. And it just seems like after sitting here this afternoon from 4 o'clock until after 5 about the composition makeup of the C-Tran Board of Directors, it just seems like that nothing is going to get accomplished if people don't start compromising and start working together. And it just seems like it just continually finding ways to needle each other and that. And I want to say that Commissioner Bedore is a very good needler. He just continually punches at people and that. And of course, Tom Milkey is cold-heart in crime, seconds everything that David says. And until that stops, until some of this other stuff in here stops, it just seems like it's crazy what's going on, whether it's economic development, whether it's dog catchers, whether it's C-Tran, where it doesn't make any difference what it is that's going on here. We just got to get this C-Tran board back together. And I've lived here 72 years as an adult, and I've never seen anything so dysfunctional in this community the way it is happening right now, both at the city level and the county level, because of people that want to continue to rattle everybody's chains. So some point in time, this has got to come to a screeching halt, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes.
My name is Del Pearl. I'm the CVAN representative for the CCAC and a resident of Vancouver. And I've been an observer of these proceedings for a significant time. I have listened to the histrionics of those who oppose progress and the projects that could lead to the relief of significant transit difficulties. I listened to the proposal of the C-Tran hierarchy and the responses from this board. And if I didn't have a perverse sense of humor, I would find it very sad. But it is pathetic. And it would be, that would be more precise. How can you fix, administer, and manage something that you have no experience with? You are 9 blind men feeling an elephant.
My name is David Hedrick. I debated on a while about coming to say this, but I think it's something the community at this point needs to hear. I was previously, many people may not know, but I was a senior project accountant for the Northwest region of a large bridge company here in the Portland area. It's actually a national bridge company, but I worked here locally. The CRC was something that we all wanted a piece of. Everybody was very excited about it because of the large amount of money that was involved. We all knew it had problems. This notion that the height of the bridge and all that came out afterwards, we were joking about this long before. There was people in the office literally laughing about the height of that bridge and how it wasn't going to work, long before people were working on building it. And we understood the taxpayer was getting ripped off when they were paying for a bridge design that was never going to happen. There's some other potential structural issues, according to the engineers I worked with, but some of those haven't even come out yet. We knew the problems. We had a new hire that came into our company, and he was paid more than anyone else in the office. And I found out who it was. I wasn't even sure. I wasn't on the group that hired him. We found out that he was the guy who basically goes around and he greases the wheels of politicians. That was his job, and that's why he's paid so much. I got called into his office as their accountant, and he knew I was involved politically. And he asked me, he had a problem. There was a mayor that had run in the city of Vancouver who had run on a pledge of no tolls. And he had promised, speech after speech, on videos on YouTube, that he would not support tolls. So how are you going to get this no tolls mayor on our side? Well, he told me to go he asked me if I would have a discussion with him, and with the mayor, and let him know that it would be in his best interest to change his mind. Now, you know, when I look at this, I know it's possible that the mayor completely changed his position, and he completely changed his mind, and he did a 180 and went the opposite direction. And if you believe that, though, I've got a no tolls mayor I'd like to sell you.
Hey, Carl, hold it. Hold it. Please, let's show respect, and we want to be able to hear everybody speak. Okay, please wrap up.
Sure. The reality is we know that likely didn't happen. We know that with the influences that special interests have, we know, and I've got to see firsthand exactly what they do and how it works. So what I'd like to say is I would like to ask the mayor, did you at least get a good price?
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. And I want to thank the 4 brave people who voted no on this contract. So, with fuzzy facts and $170 million, what did we get? A partnership of debt with a bankrupt TriMet. All our property owned by Oregon. All our toll money for 45 years going to Portland. And getting out of this illegal contract for $5 million, priceless. Thank you.
Be
We,
able
the
to listen.
people, at least part of us had a vote and you ignored us. Does the C in C-Tran then stand for contempt? You wanted us to be respectful to you, but you have not been respectful to us. So does the C in C-Tran stand for criminal? TriMet is going bankrupt. How dare you not only merge with them, but cede all authority to them? How dare you give Oregon and TriMet the power of eminent domain over our private property? How dare you give Oregon and TriMet total control of tolling prices? Does the C in C-Tran stand for cronyism? CRC will not relieve congestion. Why spend hundreds of millions of dollars for no gain? Okay, maybe 2 or 3% reduction in congestion. Is it really worth it? Does the C in C-Tran stand for corruption? How dare you?
Larry Shaw. I was born here. I was raised here. I went to Hudson's Bay High School, and I've come back after retirement. And frankly, I can't believe what I'm experiencing here today. I wasn't planning on coming down here to testify, but I thought I might be the only one that would testify in the way I'm going to, and it looks like I will be, so it's a good thing I came. First of all, I've served in the public sector, not as an elected official, and I need to thank all of you, even those of you I don't agree with, for your service. This is very hard to take. People have been vilifying you, and whether or not you agree or disagree, I don't think that people have the right to do that, and I don't think it helps get us the best public servants, because who would want to sit there and put up with this? I have had experience with light rail in Portland. I'd lived in Portland for 20-some years and worked there before returning here. And I have ridden light rail, and it is full. And you go talk to all the developers and the people around all the light rail stations going out from Beaverton, and you won't see a decrease in property values. You will see an increase in property values. And you can play with the figures all day long, but those trains are full going to work. They're full coming back, and the people that use them, like many of the people that use mass transit that have testified here today, need them. So light rail, in fact, I was there in the room, and I heard many of the same kinds of arguments against light rail in Beaverton from Beaverton people before they got it. Oh, it's going to bring crime, it's going to bring this, it's going to bring that. And now they are the recipients of those increased property values. And as I said, the trains are full, and the developments that have townhouses and that sort of thing around these light rail stations are very popular, and they're full too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your service, all 9 of you, even the 5 that voted wrongly. I also want to thank you because I'm a Skamania County resident, so I'm not a Clark County resident. But what happens in Clark County does affect Skamania County residents in the fact that debt affects everybody. And the way that you've done this is going to cause more and more debt to all the citizens of Washington, not Clark County. The thing that really bothers me here is that, you know, one of the things I teach my kids, I'm a homeschool mom, is about liberty and about the will of the people, and that we elect people to follow the will of the people, and you have obviously not done that. You haven't listened to your people here in Clark County, much less anyone else. That's really bothersome. The other thing that bothers me is the way that this contract came through, and I would suggest to the people in Clark County is to follow the money. Follow the money and find out what is going on that you don't know about.